So what we've got now is a losses question, for example, 17.1, and it's an example where we're going to carry these losses forward. That's what we've decided to do. So we're not going to do anything with that 78,900 in terms of the other options. We're just going to say, what I want to do is I want to carry it forward. Okay, so remember what carried forward means. It's carry forward against the future total profits. So I'm not going to use it against the current year. I'm not going to ask to carry it back or anything else. I'm just going to carry it against the future. So this business made a loss in year 18, but future years was profitable. We've got some bank interest that is a type of income, and we've got some gift aid donations. I'm going to write next to that qualifying charitable donation. So this is a payment. Now it will show as a positive figure in the question because they want you to recognise that it is a payment. But I'm going to put brackets around it straight away so that we remember that these are incomes here and these are payments. Now, if you get a losses question, the first thing I'd do is to set up your pro forma with the information that you've got. And I'd always set it up side by side because that will save you time in the exam of having to write out everything sort of 3 times. All right, so I won't write out 3 computations. I would just literally write side by side your 3 years that we've got. Okay. All right, and then I'd fill in the information that we know. So what we know is that for the trading activity, we're going to put nil for 18 because remember it's a loss. And if it's a loss, the assessment is nil. We're going to put the profits in for the future years. Okay, and then in addition to that, we've got some interest. And we've also got the gift aid. So we're going to call that QCD, which is a payment. Now, for the current year, we're going to add it up because we're not relieving it against current year. Current year is this option of section 37, and we're not going to be examining on that, so I'm not going to show you how to do that. All we want to do is carry the loss forward. So in the current year, the total taxable profit, 1,500 interest less the QCD, gives me 500. So I would pay tax on that at the usual 19%. Now, I've got this loss of 78,900, which I want to carry forward. So let's just make a note here. So loss from the year end March 18. And we've got a figure of 78,900. When we carry it forward against total profit before the QCD without wasting the QCD. So what we're aiming for is for this to be nil. All right, we want to use this QCD here. We don't want to waste it. So if we look at the income above, we've got 36,300 plus we've got 6,000, so that comes to 42,300. If I'm going to have QCD anyway of 1,200, then the loss brought forward that I should use should be 41,100. All right, let's just recap that. So add together your income. So 36,300 plus 6,000, that total there is 42,300. I want to use this 1,200. I don't want to waste it. So what I've done is I've added the income. I took off the QCD and then I said, what's left of that income? So I've got 41,100. So that's where I'm going to relieve for 31st of March 19. So let's just write a note there of what that is. So it's your 36,300 plus your 6 minus your 1,200. So we want to make sure we don't waste that QCD. Because if I just took off the full amount of income as the loss relief, which I could do, then that'll get wasted. I can't carry a QCD forward. I can carry a loss, but I can't carry that forward. Similar to your capital losses, if you've got an annual exemption, you use it or you lose it. but if you've got capital losses, you can carry those forward, so we don't waste that annual exemption. Now, I'd always do a little memo if you've got losses, so the examiner can see what your thought process was. So we had 78,900 originally. We've used 41,100 the following year, and that leaves me with a balance of 37,800. And then we move on to the following year, March 20. So in March 20, if we look at what we've got 24,900 plus 2,500, but we've already got the QCD of 900. So the most I really want to use there is 26,500. The aim of loss relief is that you want to get these bottom figures to nil. I couldn't do it here because what I chose to do is carry the loss forward. I didn't want to use it in the current year, I just wanted to carry it forward. But when you carry it forward, you can select how much of the loss to use, and the aim is always use as much as you can to get that to zero without wasting that QCD. So we're going to use 26,500 in the following year, and that will then leave me a balance to carry forward. And I'd always summarise in the exam that what you've got left, because it shows the examiner that you understand that there is something that you're going to use, and I use that next year. And you'd aim to use this as quickly as possible. So although you can carry the loss forward infinitely, we don't want to be paying tax in these years if we can avoid it. We want to get rid of it as quickly as possible because of the time value for money, the impact of inflation and things like that can erode the true value of those losses. Okay, so as far as losses goes, two things to remember. If I make a loss, I don't pay any tax in that year. Secondly, I've got a choice of how to claim the loss relief, but the only one you're going to be examined on is this, where you just need to know how to carry the loss forward and to relieve it without wasting your QCD, if that's at all possible.